All right, everybody, welcome to the orientation. Robert Flacco. I am the co-founder of Flex and the founder of Rubi AI. And I have been in this industry for a long time. And what I've found out in this industry is that you don't really know everything about the industry. You don't really ever know everything about the industry. You're always learning. There are some key things that you need to, if you really want to build a business in network marketing that are basics, but you have to understand them, you have to know them, and you have to do work. No matter how hard you work, you'll be running in circles instead of actually having success. And so this is about learning how to be productive and how to be efficient and to use those few hours that we all have to put into a side business to make them really valuable and to turn out what we're actually wanting to achieve. And so that's kind of what this is all about. We're going to start talking a little bit about the processes of Flex, how it works, and why we do the things we do, how we do the things we do. And so that's what it's all about. We're here to help you grow it, but we can't grow it for you. We can help guide you and give you all the tips and tricks that we've learned over the last 20 years. So first of all, congratulations. If you are in the business for the first time with Flex, you're in for a treat. You're in for an ability to hit something at the right time. We have Rubi AI. We are setting a new standard for AI. It's called approachable intelligence. And that's what Rubi AI is. It's getting all of the world's best, and we're making it approachable. We're making it so that every single person on the planet can use it, whether they have technical experience or not, whether they understand AI or not. And we're doing it at a price point is times cheaper than any of single products that you see in our package. So this is all that you really understand about the product. That you need to know about the product is that you don't have to know how every part of it works. You don't need to know anything about how functionality behind the scenes works. What you need to know is that approachable intelligence is attractive to every single person on the planet. I don't even they have been in this industry with AI for 5 or 7 years. They're still looking for a way that they can get all of the best tools in one easy, convenient place that all works seamlessly together in an aggregated app that's just got it all. And it's just now getting started to keep moving forward. We're already on version 2 and it's been a year. Innovative. Driving. That's what you need. And then if you want to build a business, you have to know that you're in the right place, the right time with the right product to go out and really build something big. Guys, this is AI. This is the fastest moving, most incredible innovation to ever bring to the planet. We're going to have competition all the time, but competition is a mindset. Number one, it's okay to have competition. We're not going to be out there saying we're the only ones here. But we're going to go out so deep into bluer oceans that I don't have to worry about them. We built a model so that we can expand, we can contract, we can do anything because of the system that we've already built, and we can do it quickly. Nothing compared to Rubi. And the people who are using the one-button push to go out and do all the branding because it's so easy, I'm just telling you, they're never good. And it's just hurting them in the long run. Now, does that mean that there's never going to be an hacker yet? No, there's going to be lots of them out there. But I'll tell you what they don't have. They don't have 4 things that we have because we have them patent pending. Okay? They don't have IntelliChat. IntelliChat, yeah, there's some out there now. They're aggregating all the different ones and they're all able to go in the same channel. That's fine. But do they have it tied to 150 tree build modules? That's growing. Do they have it tied to Personify that lets you use a perspective so that what you're creating is on target every single time? Where you can get all of this and you do not have to worry about whether or not you're wasting your time and putting a bunch of stuff out there that nobody's going to actually engage with. Nobody has that. Nobody has the ability to bring in the vision, to bring in anchoring, and to bring in an editor right next to it so you can actually build everything inside in one place called IntelliChat. They don't have Personify. Personify allows you to go and build full value personas without having any marketing experience whatsoever. And if you do have marketing experience, you can go in and you can truly go in and tweak them If you understand really doing with marketing, you could go into the advanced levels where you can start to do comparisons. And then you can do one thing that nobody else has called a persona crossover, which then gives you blended personas. Personify its own would be $20 a month to a massive amount of people around the world. They don't have a virtual studio that has the most creative toolbox you'll ever find. It's attached to a workbench called Canvas Plus that lets you put everything together. And that's getting bigger and better as we advance. This is version 1 of Canvas. This is the version 1 of putting Virtual Studio all together. Think about what's going to happen in another year. And they all work seamlessly together. So now we've talked about the product. And yes, we do have a product that I think sets us apart. It is why we're branding out the way that we believe that we can carve out a section of the big $1 trillion plus industry of artificial intelligence. We're calling it approachable intelligence. And it's real simple to understand the approachable intelligence mindset because most people think of AI as number 1, scary. 2, they're scared that it's going to take over the world and they're not going to be of value anymore. 3, they can never understand it. They'll never be able to do it. It's so advanced. And 4, they think that whatever it puts out is just not going to be good. It's garbage. And let me tell you why, so that you can understand when you're starting to approach people to build a business and you're talking to people about a product, these are the things that you're going to have to combat as you're starting to go through it. So let's just break down each one of these objections and let's just go through them and answer them real quick. And this would be a great place for you all to take a little bit of notes. What about the person that says, oh, I'm against AI. AI is not, it's not good for us. It's biased. It's tainted. It's it's whatever. You can just say, look, that's understandable. I felt that way. But then I started to do a little bit of research on it. And then I started to find out, really, it could be a huge tool. And yeah, technology, when it first comes out, has a little bit of weirdness to it. I remember back in 1995 when we were building our brand new company off the ground, and they were just starting to talk about something so crazy called e-commerce. You could actually buy something on the internet, and you'd have to put your credit card up there. And man, people are scared to death because someone might steal my credit card number and use it to go buy something. We all felt that way. Everything changes. It's just like a natural way of doing business again. How many people remember back like in 2005 and 2006 when you saw Steve Jobs standing up there and he's holding a little phone in his hand. He says, we're going to revolutionize the phone. It's an iPod. It's a phone. And it's a revolutionizing way of doing something on the internet. All in one device. Do you realize how much came from 2006 to where we are now? We're 16 renditions into the iPhone. All right? If you start to see about where all of this is starting to go, everything gets scary. Yeah, I felt that way too, but here's what I realized, that every technology does this and it's just not going away. This is actually here to stay. In fact, it's here because it's making life better. And I have an incredible product called Rubi that totally makes it easy. Let me show you. That's it. I broke down that one. Okay, let's go to the next one. I was saying, they put out crap. It's just a bunch of spam. Yeah, it does it quick, but it's a bunch. I could never use that in my work. Ask a question. You know, I know a lot of people who said the exact same thing because they didn't know exactly what to do. They went to Chat GPT and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wouldn't use that. And they have no idea what they're actually talking about because they don't know anything about AI. And they're expected to walk in, become a prompt engineer to get something good and have no idea where to get started. It becomes overwhelming. And that's when you can say, let me introduce you to approachable intelligence. That works. Called Rubi. And I can walk you right through it. So you don't have to be a prompt engineer. You want to make some social media posts? Great. Let's go here. Let's see, we have a module right there and you do this. You can break down that wall immediately. What about the people that I use Good Journey and I use Leonardo AI and ChatGPT and I over here and I use Claude because I like the way that they will work. Great. How many subscriptions do you have? Did you know I have all those in one place? In fact, every time that you're in a conversation over here with ChatGPT and then you need to go here to Claude, you have to redo the context. Did you know you have to do that inside of Rubi AI? I can get you a better result. And for the price that you're paying for those, you get everything. That's the way you break down these objections. And for those people who are busy, because this was an objection that every person has at every time because they just don't want to be pitched anything. I'm busy. I'm sure it's great for you. I'm busy. Great. I'm looking for busy people. You're the perfect person for me. You just took what they put out there to push you away, and you just turned it around to say, oh, crap. Now I have to listen to you because I'm exactly what you're looking for. And all you got to do in these conversations, guys, is to find the pain point. We walk around the world every single day with things that will motivate us, our goals, our dreams, all the things that we want to accomplish. Those have motivators. And we also walk around the world every single day with pains, things that make our life more difficult, things that we don't want to do for the rest of our lives, things that we would love to be able to move on from. And you need to find those. If you want to be really good at finding good, people in this industry say, oh, you get lucky. I'm not saying that luck is important. But people who go and make their own luck find to have more luck than others, if that makes sense. Make you luck. So these are all the basic things to get started. That's how you object, and you always can fall back on the most aggressive pricing for everything that we have. We just have so many good selling points, and as you become more familiar with those, they're going to become easier for you to counter any objections you might have, or to fill the pain point solution or the motivating motivator. Okay? This is what we're going to start. Now, I'm going to talk about this specifically, that there's only 4 things you do in network marketing that pay you. Only 4. If there's anything that you're doing at this point in time in your business that's not part of the Invite, Expose, Validate role, then the hours that you're putting into it won't make you any money. And I'm assuming that you are here and you're a distributor in this company for one purpose, to make money. Because if you're not here for that, you're just here to be a good time. Hey, congratulations. You're in a great group of people. We have an incredible community, and we have Selfless that is going to be an actual thing that we all get to be a part of, and it all is going to be something that we can all contribute. But if you want to make money, there's a pattern that you go through in this industry that's been the same for over 130 years. And the people who get good at mastering it are the ones that always consistently fall into the middle to top tier of the ranks every single time. I can guarantee you within 3 months, I can be at the middle to the top part comp plan. It's because there's certain pattern that you just do that always works. And if you do the pattern enough, you just find the right people. You are to be good at encouraging people and helping people. And when you take a focus off of you and put it onto other people, then you are going to be successful. Now, once you get into the middle to the top, to get into the very top tiers, there's another level that we will teach you. But right now we're talking about how do we get to the middle levels? How do I get to that $500 to $1,000 every week that comes in consistently? Because I believe if you get $500 to $1,000 a week coming into anybody's life, it becomes a focal point. Pay you $2,000 to $4,000 a month, it will become a focal point. It's passive income. It's what you would have to have in the bank of $2 to $3, $4 million in the bank to get you the passive income. And I'm just going to venture to say that not a lot of us have that. So if you want passive income, we got to find a way to do it that's built upon consumption. So we're going to talk about invite, expose, validate, and enroll. So let's talk about the invitation. The invitation number 1 is not the invitation exposure all together. There's 2 separate steps here. They can happen within minutes. They happen within hours of these weeks and months. But they're never the same. I always encourage, even if I'm on the phone and I'm talking to somebody and I'm trying to invite them to go and listen to it, and they're like, hey, I've got 2 minutes. Let's do it now. I'm not going to do it now. I'm not, because I want to have their undivided attention, and I want them to make it an appointment to see me and hear me and be part of it, because that's when I know that they're actually going to be able to hear me and feel me the way that I need them to see it, feel it. And it also helps me to understand what it is that they're paying for. So I need to know these things. I can't do it in 2 minutes. I certainly can't do it in 2 minutes over the phone. So you break them into two different things. The invitation, the goal is to set up an implement or a time, or to leave them somewhere that they can get the exposure. And the exposure is the plan. Like, this is what we do. This is the Rubi it. This is what we know Flex is. This is what Flex does. And this is the opportunity. And this is selfless. And all the things that would make the package appear to be the thing that they need. So how do we go about the invitation? We're going to do this. Number one, we're going to start going into personal invitations. There's no better way to start than to reach out to the people that I trust. And I'll just tell you right now, they're the hardest people sometimes to do really close to them. I don't ever go to my parents. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't go to your parents or your mom and your dad and your sister. Hey, everybody's relationships are different. But I do know that anyone that I would surround in business, they knew what I was. They knew what I was doing. They knew what I was about. I was never ashamed, number one. Because the business is a business. And if you are ashamed of network marketing, you have gotten somebody to tell you that network marketing is something weird, something different. And let me tell you, there are weird people in every business. There are weird strategies and approaches to things in every business. Go look at the mortgage business. Got a lot of weird things that go on in the mortgage business. There's a lot of weird things that happen in the insurance business. But let me break down them all, because the business is nothing to be embarrassed about. Moving a product. To be cool today, you want to be like super cool, go put 7 to 10 million people on social media account and become an influencer, and people send you their stuff just so you wear it, share it, tell people about it. Influencer today is a cool thing, and they're nothing more than an affiliate. And that's all that we are. You're not going to go through and find in our compensation plan all this weird crap. We don't have any gotchas. There's no weirdness. It is simple. But what you have to understand is that this business model is the most efficient business model you will ever find on the planet, period. Where else can you go and sell a product that is like yours to go out and sell, and you have not invested one penny of the millions of dollars and pushed the building Rubi? You don't have to do any investing with quietly any other business. It's just you say, I'm going to go and push this product. And I'm going to go do it. I'm going to find a few people who are going to help me actually do that. I'm going to build a huge network of people who are giving me a huge amount of customers on a week. That's it. It's a better business model. So keep it simple. Don't be embarrassed. Be confident. Do personal invitations. Do social media. Push it out there. If you have ways to go out and bring people in that are outside, okay, that they're outside of your network, great. But once they get inside, we're going to talk about doing the exact same process. You can host events. You can host trainings. You can do AI trainings. You can do all kinds of stuff that are out there right now. You have a product that people are wanting to learn. A weekly AI training and bring people in, and all you're going to do is just use Rubi AI as the tool, and then you can pitch action. And a million different ways of doing an invitation to get to see the Flex exposure. Content sharing, guys, just create it. You have a tool in your hands that can make the content. So all of these things are ways to do the invite. And all you're doing is asking them to take the time to hear what you have to say, or to have someone else share it for somebody else. Exposure. This is how you can do it. You can do product demos. The informational presentations, you can bring them over to FlexPass. You can bring them into BIL. You can bring them into the events that your company are having. If you don't feel comfortable doing the big pitch yet, good. You have somebody in the upline that has an interest in you. The one thing about our comp plan is everybody has an interest in you being successful. They have no success whatsoever if you fail. So if you don't feel comfortable, work your way up until you find somebody in your upline that will help you do this. Now, their success stories and testimonials are massive. the Flex connection. I would be dropping people into the Flex connections and, hey, just go there and look around. You're going to see people that are doing things that you might love. You're going to hear things and see things, but you're going to see the community that's all wrapped around success. You have your social media that reaching out there and sending videos and doing all kinds of stuff that are bringing them in to actually expose the product. You have tons of hours of stuff on it. One-on-one meetings. Don't take these out of your mind. Why? Because you can close somebody when they know how much you care about them and that you really are caring enough to take the time to meet with them. They are wanting to give you the respect to do that back. And then even a small lunch, bring a few people. Sit down for lunch. You can literally sit down and take somebody to lunch, sit down and take a couple people lunch, and you can get them to sign up right then. It's not hard. And then what happens? Then we want to go and duplicate. But there's a lot of ways of getting the exposure. You do not have to be the one. Everybody has talents. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses, and you fill the gaps of the team with those strengths when there are weaknesses. That's what leaders are all about. I'm sitting here telling you, if you don't know how to do the exposure, you're a little bit nervous, you're just new, you pick up the call, you say, hey, I need you to help me do this. Can you do a live? Can you do a one-on-one? Can you do a three-way call? Can we do a Zoom? And you stand up with the upline. They have a best interest in you. If that person doesn't want to help you, you just go right about them. Let's talk about validate. Invite, expose, validate, and enroll. So validate is how people need to have a little extra information. So you pitch it to them, you invite them, you pitch it to them, and now there's like, who's been successful with it? Or who's using this for this in my business? What am I doing? That's where testimonials are massive, where three-way calls are great. That's where any kind of place you can sit on like the Flex Connection where you can see people talking about what they're doing and how they've done it. Going online to some of these groups out there that are actually showing people building their videos and their audios and their social medias, all this stuff and talking about it. Think where you get the validations. Okay? And you can do again, you can do those in one-on-one meetings. You can do that thing, hey, why don't you go to lunch? I actually have a lunch and my upline is going to be there. Lunch, be there. And let me tell you, she has been using this, and she's got so many people use this around the world that she can buy anything you ever want to know about it. And so, in the process of doing these 4 steps, invite, expose, validate, and all, one of the most important things, if you are able to start to discern how a person you're speaking to is perceiving who you are. And what I mean by that is, when we're sitting with somebody, when you become really good at reading, are they believing what you're telling them? Or you're listening to it sounds good, but they have a little bit of doubt. If you get really good at that, then you're going to be able to know when to pivot to say, hey, don't take my word for it. Let me put you on the phone, or at least send you to a place where you can see what people are really doing with this. When you get good at the skill of understanding discernment and reading people when you're talking to them, that's why one-on-one here is so important. Why one of the events being people, it's really hard to see people on the phone. Go away in one-on-one time. And correct is that once social proof is created, validation becomes automatic. Because when momentum hits here, you can easily 10x your check over the next 6 to 9 months. So if you're making $5 and you 10x it, it's really going to change your life? Probably not. But if you're making $500 a week and you 10x it, I bet that will change your life. What if you're making $1,000 a week? How would that change your world? And see, you can't have that opportunity at all these different places that are out there. You're not going to do it in the gig economy. You're not going to do it when you're delivering DoorDash or driving for Uber or all the other things that the new kids are doing. They don't make their $150 a week. And if they would spend the 4 or 5 hours that they were doing that to make $150 a week today, and they would do that consistently like they're doing it, they'll work it for years. But if you take that same amount of time and put it into something that compounds, it would be worth $500,000 a year at the end of 5 years if they're still making $150 a week. It's about vision. And sometimes you have to cast that vision. And if you can't cast it, you validate it with somebody else. And the last thing you need to do is employee. And there's a process when you're building this business, you are focusing on bringing in distributors first. Brand influencers are your first goal. You're wanting to build a network because that's what moves people. You're building on is how to the store. Once again, they're not going to go in as a distributor. They don't want to build business. If they're not asking you business questions, if they're not asking you how much money to be made and how do I have to make money, they're probably not going to be a very good builder for you. They're probably going to be a distributor. And I might say, even if they're not asking me, if I don't hear those questions from the end of my conversation with them, I mean, be a customer. And what I don't want to, and we're going to talk about that here in just a second, but I don't want customers in my distributor base. I want my customers in customers area. I get paid off of them every single month. I just don't want to have them in my distributor base because if they're not interested in building a business, one thing that you can do, you can run a customer away by just hitting them with stuff that they had no interest in. You go in to look for influencers first. If you find someone there, you go and you send them to myflexai.com. It has the business, it has everything about the product, it has everything about who we are and the culture. If they are going to be a customer, I send them to tryrubi.ai. And I send them there so that they can go sign up as a customer and they don't see anything about the business. It's just purely signing up and buying the product. That's it. So that's the process. Now, you go to somebody, you've invited them, you've exposed them, you validate with them. They can have either a customer or an influencer. If they are an influencer, your next step is to move them exactly into that same 4-step pattern. Do not wait. It is so incredibly important that within 48 hours, you make someone who gets in the business start to build that business. If you got in and you just invested $1 million to go get a franchise, are you going to sit and wait a couple of months and just see how it's all working before you go to work? No, it's a mindset. It's a value that you put on it. It's a belief level that this can change your life. This is a value-driven twist. Well, if you don't get them about, and you know what, we can do it quickly. If you're interested, I can help you. I have a tool, but you have to be willing to, in 48 hours, get 2 people to often come in who have the same issues that you and I. Sponsor 2, go sponsor 2, sponsor 2. You're going to be freaking on fire. Don't do anything. If you're building a business outside of the might expose, validate, and roll. This is a process to set your business up, and it's a compounding business. It starts small, grows big. In fact, once you get to about 100 people in your organization, and you start seeing people come in that you have no idea who their name is, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's talk about what happened here. Why are you doing this? Something is going to drive you. For me, when I got into this industry, I was just tired of working every single day. In my business before, we had a video production company that we had agency in, and we would do a lot of the rodeo stuff that would happen on television. And we would start this in April, and it would run all the way until November. And the worst part was that it was always in the summer, and every single weekend I would be gone. Every single weekend through the summer. And I had 3 kids. My wife and 3 kids would go to Minnesota, and they sit up there in the nice cool weather and have fun. I had to go on every single weekend. And finally, after about 7 years, I couldn't do it anymore. And there was a solution. This industry came into my life. And it came a precarious way because I didn't believe in it. My wife actually had a friend that signed her up in a juice company that I thought was total nonsense. I thought, oh my gosh, here we go again, some stupid thing that's hitting through Tulsa, Oklahoma, because all network marketing channels come through Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I'm sitting there looking at this, and then the next few days, I'm starting to see this name on everybody's shirt. I'm seeing it on cars. And one of my daughter was in kindergarten, and another parent there had this drawing and started telling me about it. And I realized that they were making over $10,000 a week. And then the people that they knew that I heard of, hadn't met them, but I had heard of them, were making $40,000 a week. And it started to go, this works. This really, and sometimes that's all it takes is the doubt you have. Because, okay, if they can do it, I'm interested now. I really wanted to understand this. I spent some time, and for 3 days, I didn't come out of my office. I did nothing but research network marketing. And yes, at the beginning, I saw all the things that I thought were true about network marketing. It's all garbage, all weird. It's bruised, like people pulling, it's like cult stuff. That was what I believed it to be. And I wasn't wrong. There were plenty of those out there. But then I also realized business is just what you make it. It's my ticket to get away. You need to find that about you. Don't make you so weird that it just has to be deep. It has to be personal to you. I knew what mine was right away because I had something that was a major pain point in my world. And I bet if you look at yourself, you have one too. And that is what has to be built in to what you're doing right now. That's what's going to be in there to fuel you to get up and to put in the hour when it wasn't convenient. When it's not, so fun because I have to actually go and do recruiting, but I hated that whole part. I didn't like it. I always felt like I was trying to sell something to somebody until I got to the point saying, no, they need this too. They need this. They need the product. There's nothing that Rubi can do to make their life better. They need the product and they absolutely need business. Because I can tell you right now, there's nobody on this planet right now that couldn't be, maybe that couldn't use their business model. All right? Everybody can have it. They just got to believe in you. They got to believe that you care. You got to believe in the system. You got to believe in your product. They got to believe that they can make some money here or it's not worth their time. So we're going to address those things. You need to have it. And going back to the goals. And these goals are super important, guys. How do you set goals? Or you got to set some goals, but they need to be very specific. If you haven't had that map, the goal, you can sit down and measure. Sunday, you can, don't make it so far out. I want to make $1 billion. Great. Put that out there. But we're going to have to do about 5 million other ones first before we get to that one. And then they got to be relevant. They got to be into the current situation that you're in. And they need to time bound. They got to have a time limit so that you can have a goal to achieve. And then it's all about you. Are you committed? Are you driven to get up and do what it takes the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day until you can actually get it where you're going? And there's no quit. It's a mindset of I won't quit. I'm going to make this happen because this is what's going to solve my pain point to be happy. Your goals need to be set around activities, things that you can measure. Well, we talked about setting goals for how many times a day or a week you're going to do the daily prospecting. You're always talking to people, always listening for opportunities to say, hey, you should take a look at this and send them to Rubi AI. Send them to try Rubi or send them over to MyFlex AI. That's why we always have the demos that you can run people to. We have our training sessions like this, our social media. How many of these are you going to do? You do not have to be a major earner to start training. The faster I was teaching and training, the faster I was learning because I had learned to teach it. And so if you want to learn something, get in and teach it. I mean, just that social connection of, hey, we care, we're used together, we're going to talk about it. Let's do coffee, let's talk, who are you going to this week? Who are you going to get that? Let's do a meeting on this day. We're going to do this over and over again. If you are planning to go do that because you think it's all online or I'm not going to do that, you're going to be actually cutting yourself so short because just in the little town that you live in, I don't care if it's got 5,000 people in it, you could put in 20% of those people if you just focused. It's the same thing has happened over 130 years. And you can go in and do your online thing and build this global business and all that, but you should be doing this too. Because it is the base of where you can see it grow. Now we're going to fly through these in 3 minutes. We're going to go through it pretty quick, but I've already talked about it, but it's important to understand that customers are going to be customers, okay? We want customers. Me as a customer. because we don't want them to be getting inundated with calls and emails and thinking about pushing a business that they don't have an interest in doing. We want them to stay a customer, and we can keep reaching them in emails and go, hey, there's some new things that Ruby can do. We can do all that for you. But you need to stay focused where only distributors are being sponsored by distributors. Importantly, for the work, you make more money as a customer. So if they're just going to be a customer, they're not going to be able to put them as a customer. There's two ways to build this business. You can be an influencer, and that's all it is. Just you're an influencer. You're being an affiliate. You have a great product, you're talking about it, and getting customers, and you're getting customer bonuses of 25% on everything that they buy, for as long as they buy, for every month that they buy, and for every time they buy. You get 25% that pay immediately. You have a network of builders, and that's what we're talking about here. Is we're wanting to build a network of a bunch of people doing a little bit on one big common goal. That's it. That's all the network is a bunch of people doing a little bit of work for one big common goal. And that's what we're going to do when we start building it. And that's where your goals are set. Your goals are set, and then your activities by the goal. And so you set these up in a smart way so that you can deliver this. And it's based on an incredible product that everyone should be believing in, that is just like driving in an entirely new sections of AI called approachable intelligence.